All right, and we are live here at Skill of Strength in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Okay, so we're going to be going over the pistol today, or single leg squat. A few things before we dive into this. If you have a history of low back pain, if you are currently suffering from any type of disc injuries or spondies or whatever else you have going on, don't do this. You have to be smart with the pistol. It's not for everybody. If you move really poorly, don't do this, okay? The pistol is a fantastic exercise for some people. It's great for learning how to develop tension. It's great for learning how to really develop your single leg strength, but it is not for everybody. So if you've got back issues, even if you have hip issues and ankle issues, stay away from it and get those things cleaned up before you do anything else, okay? So what we're gonna do right now is go over the basics. We're gonna start off using a light kettlebell. The reason for that is we're gonna use the kettlebell as a counterbalance as opposed to doing it without. It's actually easier to do a pistol with a light kettlebell than it is to do what we call like a naked pistol, not with your clothes off. Naked pistol is without the kettlebell. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna just start off with a light kettlebell. I would recommend anywhere between 18 to 25 pounds, okay? So here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna do some hip prying, okay? Just like a prying goblet squat. And we're just gonna go back and forth. And when we're doing this, it's not like we're just hanging out in the bottom position. I'm gonna weight shift over, so I'm gonna mow one ankle and really try to drive my knee over that pinky toe, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. When I'm doing this, I'm just gonna go side to side, side to side. All right. Once we get into this position, I'm gonna show you from the side, we need to understand how to use the kettlebell as a counterbalance, and we need to understand how to weight shift so we can get you that first pistol. So look, if I'm here and I counterbalance the kettlebell, look at how much further it allows me to sit back, whereas I bring it to my chest. So if I push it away from me, it allows me to sit back. So what I want you to think about in that bottom position is weight shifting, using that kettlebell to allow the counterbalance. You're gonna play around with this for as long as you need, okay? From there, we're gonna continue to pry, but slowly inch our feet in. So now we're gonna be a little bit closer here. I'll move back so you can see me. But if you see, look, my knees are still driven out, my feet are closer, and I'm still prying. Okay? And again, I'm gonna try to get even closer from me. So I'll move back so I can get a better video. The perfect world, I'm gonna go almost heels together, toes out, and I'm gonna pry this way. Now, when we do this, look, we really need to understand the counterbalance. So we get nice and low, that deep squat position, and look, there's that counterbalance. There's that counterbalance. Now when you do this, you gotta keep some tension in your abdominals, but make sure that you counterbalance and your feet stay flat. You're gonna notice a couple things when you do this counterbalance drill. Anterior tib, all of your ankle dorsiflexors are gonna get smoked. They're gonna get a lot of work. You're gonna feel your abdominals as well. Perfectly normal, okay? So we're gonna spend some time prying in that narrow stance, put elbows in. Now, here's what we gotta focus on. Once we can do that, we're gonna go to the elbows to the outside and we're gonna pry. So look, we were here, now we're gonna be here. We're gonna bring those heels together, and I'm just gonna drive the knees out, and I'm gonna try to stay in that bottom position. It's a very crouched position. As I come forward, I'm really gonna feel my ankles and my anterior tibs. As I weight shift back, I'm not gonna feel it so much, but because I have the kettlebell, I'm not gonna fall over. So look, from the side, this is what it's gonna look like. Feet are together, elbows on the outside of the knees. Can't really see my ankles here. Now, this weight shift is huge because in order to slide a leg through to own the bottom of the pistol, I need to bring the kettlebell up and then shoot the leg through, but still, we gotta get the weight shift. Look, I'm much taller, now I'm leaned over. Much taller, now I'm leaned over. So, for some of you, if you do have restrictions right there, that's gonna be a very, very tough thing to get. So you may need to stop there, but we're gonna move on to the next piece. But still, understand that weight shift. That's a game changer, okay? Now, we're gonna weight shift backwards. When we weight shift backwards, we push the kettlebell away, and then we're gonna slide that leg through. Now, when you first try this, you may fall on your butt. I may even do that. We'll see. So look, we're here, feet together, elbows are on the outside. Now I'm gonna weight shift back. I'm gonna bring the kettlebell up, get tight, slide a leg through. And then come back in. If I need to, I can rest. If I need to shake it out, that's fine. But again, feet together. I gotta get really tight. I gotta brace. I'm gonna weight shift backwards, kettlebell forwards to counterbalance me, and I slide the leg through. Okay? And then you can alternate on these. You can do, 2 and 2, 3 and 3, whatever works, but you've got to get that weight shift. If you don't understand the weight shift, it's not gonna go so well. So that's a game changer. Now, here's what we're gonna do differently. We're actually gonna start now from the top down. So we own the bottom position. We're gonna start from the top down. The biggest mistake people make when they go to the top down is they don't know. They get to a certain point and then they're like, what do I do? That's because of positioning. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna hold the kettlebell in front of me, and I'm gonna get very, very low, and I'm gonna get small. And what I mean by that is I'm gonna pull my rib cage down, I'm getting a lot of tension in my abdominals, and I'm gonna utilize all of my ankle mobility. So it's gonna look like this. Elbows are tight to the ribs. I'm gonna get nice and tall, nice and small rather, and then I'm gonna bring my knee as far forward as I can go. I'm gonna use all my ankle mobility. I'll do that from the side. So I'm gonna get real small, elbows are tight, abs are tight, and I'm gonna basically get into this really deep hinge. All right, from there, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shoot my left leg through. At the same time, I'm gonna push the kettlebell away. So watch. I'm gonna get really, really small, elbows tight, I'm here. I shoot the leg through and push the counter. And then grunt, and then finish, okay? So check it out. I'm gonna do it on the opposite side now. Hopefully I don't fall down. I'm gonna get real small. Elbows to the ribs. I'm gonna crunch my abdomen down. I'm gonna be on one leg. I'm gonna crouch down. I'm gonna get into a deep hinge. It's almost as if the bottom of my ribs is touching the top of my quad. And then from there, I get tight, I shoot the leg through, and I use this as that counterbalance. And then as I come on up, and then I brace. So, Stacy's saying this is where I fell on my butt. A lot of the times when you fall, it's because your weight's too far backwards. You're gonna have to probably fold over more. That's probably gonna have to be, a big thing that you're gonna have to focus on. But the key is the positioning. It's the ribs down. You are gonna go into lumbar flexion. No doubt about that. But if you lock it down, it's gonna make a big difference. And I'll see if I can do it right now, but I want you to see the difference between a pistol with a counterbalance and then a bodyweight pistol. Just look at my posture. So here's the kettlebell. I can get a little bit taller. Because I can counterbalance that. Boom. Now, with a body weight, I need to be way more forward. Way more forward. You see the positioning, the difference? I have to utilize my body weight. Boom. So play with those progressions for a little bit and go from there. For a lot of you, you don't own the bottom position yet. You're not strong enough at the bottom. And it could be because the second you pull the leg through, you fall back, probably because you don't have enough ankle mobility, or it could be a strength issue, or you're just not forward enough. So if you're getting stuck here, if you're getting stuck here, boom, you have to be centered on the foot. Now look what happens if I'm too far backwards. I fall on my butt, okay? If that happens, it's not gonna go so well. So I need to utilize all of my ankle mobility. My knee is going over the toe, and I need to be able to drive right through the floor. So for some of you, you're not ready for a pistol because you're not strong enough. You don't own the bottom position yet. You may have to practice these guys. Boom, pull through, set up, pull through, set up. So I'll go over it one more time with the counterbalance. On the bottom position, but here we go. We get small. My elbows are to my ribs, and I'm really crouching over. It's like a very, very deep hinge, okay? That allows me, look where my weight is. My weight's very forward. So when we can do that, I walk down, boom, I'm on one leg. All I need to do is shoot the leg through, but I gotta stay forward. So it's just gonna take a little bit of time. But hopefully this got you somewhere. Just remember, it's a quick progression. It's not gonna work for everybody. If you do have mobility restrictions, it's gonna be an issue. If you have a strength deficit on one leg, it's gonna be an issue. But a lot of people, it's just technique and not understanding how to progress it. So hopefully you learned something from this, and we'll see you next week.